Good afternoon, Afro friends and family. Welcome to another edition of Afro News at Noonish. We are here with the editorial team to talk about some headlines and some highlights from the weekend. All right, Miss Ashley Fields, Afro assistant editor. What were some things that caught your eye?
This weekend, a lot of things caught my eye. Many of them came from the Washington Association of Black Journalists rooftop reception event, where I was able to mingle with Washington, D.C.'s best writers. Many of them were fellow Bison, and so they were talking about Letitia James and Fannie Willis, who are bringing charges against Trump in the state of Florida and New York. One of the charges is for fraud, and another charge is for trying to overturn Georgia's 2020 election. So that was insane to hear about, but really cool to hear different perspectives from journalists through different publications. That was what caught my eye this weekend. But Megan, what happened in Maryland?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to just draw everyone's attention to some money, some loans that are coming out right now for businesses. Governor Westmore recently committed $15 million to Lendistry, which is a minority-led community development financial institution, or CDFI, as part of the Maryland State Small Business Credit Initiative. With the funds, Lendistry is going to be able to deploy loans of up to $350,000 to small business owners who are socially and economically disadvantaged, as well as companies that are targeted by CDFI. So if you live in a neighborhood that is a CDFI investment area and you run your business there, you can apply for the loan as well. And then as well to some small businesses that have less than 10 employees. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was a couple weeks ago, I had the chance to visit Miss Lady's Bakery Cafe in Randallstown, Maryland. The restaurant is owned by husband and wife team, Julian and Cheryl Taylor. The story behind the name is kind of funny, and Alexis actually guessed it before she even got to read that part of the story. But Julian couldn't remember Cheryl's name when they first met, so he would always say, "Hey, Miss Lady," when he would run into her. And later, that became the name of their business. Even though it's called a bakery cafe, it's not just serving pastries or baked goods. It's a full-service restaurant with a bar. The menu is inspired by some of the dishes that Julian and Cheryl grew up with. Some of the most popular items are French toast with fried chicken thighs, shrimp and grits, fried catfish. I had the chance to try their pound cake and it was amazing. You need to get out there and try it. I've never had pound cake that's tasted better than that my whole life. It was really just exceptional. And then just the couple is currently in the progress of rolling out some specials. They're going to have matinee movie showings for older adults. They're going to have jazz brunches with bottomless mimosas. They have their Summer Blast Thursdays, which have already started with DJ Crimson Cookie. And just one thing that really stood out to me about them as business owners, they want to make sure they're giving back to the community. So any extra food is donated to Union Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Randallstown because they don't want to waste anything.
Love it. Thank you for that update, Megan. I do have to get out to Miss Ladies. That was an amazing story that you wrote. I love Black people. We are so creative when we put our minds to something. So thank you for that coverage, Megan. All right, Tashi McQueen, Afro political reporter. What do you have for us this week?
So for this week, recently, Baltimore Police Commissioner of 4 years, Michael S. Harrison, hastily announced his departure. Harrison was sworn in on March 12, 2019 as the 41st commissioner, according to the BPD website. For close to 30 years, Harrison served in the New Orleans Police Department as well before coming to Baltimore. Effective immediately, Harrison is no longer the city's commissioner, though during a live stream news conference, he said he will remain accessible to acting commissioner and Mayor Scott until he is fully sworn in. The deputy commissioner is Richard Worley, that Mayor Scott has nominated as the acting commissioner. And we also have reactions and more information about the switch on afro.com. And then we also have a story from Prince George's County, where the county council vice chairwoman Walla Begay from District 6 and Chairman Thomas E. Dernoga from District 1 have proposed legislation that would stop the production of townhomes in non-transit areas of Prince George's County, Maryland for 2 years. Now they say typically townhomes are more affordable, but members of the council were arguing that, as well as residents were arguing that the townhomes are actually quite more expensive. And so they're actually not really cost efficient. And they're also populated in areas where the infrastructure is just not there, the resources are not there, and the schools are overwhelmed, and the roads cannot accommodate for the amount of cars and people that are now on the roads, and accidents are happening. So that was the big concern, and we have those comments as well. We also have comments from the building industry in Peaches County and their perspective on the matter. And the legislation would have gone into effect on July 1st, but due to the budget bill happening in Prince George's County, they have pushed the bill back. They could not give me an exact date as to when they think it may push along, although they said there could be a meeting later this month. So yeah, please go to afro.com and check out that story and learn more about it.
Thank you for that coverage, Tashi. If you live in the Prince George's County area or you're looking to purchase a home, that's very needed information. So please follow that story from Ms. Tashi McQueen. All right, I want to give a big shout out to Johns Hopkins Hospital. On last Thursday, they renamed their outpatient center to honor cardiologist and the first Black chief resident of Johns Hopkins Hospital, Dr. Levi Watkins Jr. This was an initiative through their Diverse Names and Narratives project. And so Johns Hopkins Hospital, like military bases and other institutions across the country, are really looking at who they are honoring with their building titles. So I love that they took time to do that. And then they held a day of service on last Friday. I will also say that we had a time on Saturday at this Associated Black Charities annual gala. It was beautiful. I love to see Black people come together in their top fashions. I'm telling y'all, some of the dresses, some of the suits, it was beautiful to just see so much Black excellence in the room. Thank you to Associated Black Charities for honoring the AFRO, as well as so many other organizations that are in Baltimore doing important work. There was the Squeegee Collaborative honored, there was the Black Church Food Initiative, there was just so many different organizations here in Baltimore that are doing more than just talking, but they're walking the walk. They are putting in the time to really get into the spaces where we need to be to make change. So thank you, Associated Black Charities. It was a beautiful event, and I'm looking forward to next year. All right, thank you for joining another edition of Afro News at Noonish. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like us, comment, share, do all of those things. We're on all of the social media platforms and as well as afro.com.